Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Anatomy Lounge. We're so excited to have you join us, whether you're here with us live in the Zoom room or you're watching this after the fact in your Anatomy e-box. Welcome to the space. We're so excited to have you with us today. And we have a really special invitation. We have just a few workshops that we do live and in person every year. And this next workshop that's coming up is one that we absolutely are so passionate about. It's been the workshop that I feel like I've been wanting to create and teach for like 5, 6, 7 years now. There's a lot of knowledge and discussion about the fascial matrix out there, but the basic anatomy of its construct and its architecture and how it works as a 3D system throughout the body sometimes isn't really described in full. And so Nicole and I have been working really hard to develop a workshop that helps you understand the concepts of the overall organization of the fascial system in the human body, along with some rather playful, interactive, hands-on ways to really embody and anchor the knowledge.
Yeah. And this is, of course, so the Rochelle thing, she's been wanting to teach for a long time. We've been teaching together for 2 years now. And everything else we tried teaching, we realized we were building this course instead. So we're like, okay, we just have to teach it and put it together. So it really comes from a lot of work together and really deep excitement. And actually, let's move the slide ahead. Let's show them.
Okay, let's show you a little bit more. So let's just read the dates real quick. May 3rd and 4th, we're still taking registrations and applications. You can go to the website. You can scan the QR code right now, which will take you directly to the website, or just go to AnatomySCAPES.com/matrix at your leisure to find out a lot more. The early bird registration, depending on when you're watching this, may have already been passed, but for all of our workshops, if you register ahead, which we have a couple more coming, you can get a pretty significant discount. And we are approved for CEUs. So this will go towards your continuing education if you are a member of the NCBTMB. Okay, so yeah, here's a little bit of insight. Here's what it looks like if you come to our workshops.
So our workshops take place in a dissection lab. It's a very, very important part of our experience to actually be in the lab working with real human tissue. But our time is split between our dynamic classroom learning, where we definitely have some colorful lecture. Visual presentation is very, very important to us. We're visual learners, but it's a really interactive dynamic space. And so this is sort of a picture collage of our most recent workshop and some of the hijinks we got ourselves into here.
And then, of course, the lab. And there's really nothing that compares to being in a dissection laboratory working with fresh human tissue. You get to see something that's about as close to what you would see in a surgical setting. It's a little bit different. It's not a bloody situation, which is also quite nice because there's no circulation going on throughout the system, which gives you a clean space to be able to explore tissues from beneath the skin and not just from the skin down when you palpate, but to actually go underneath and see, touch it, lift it, look from behind, get a sense of what it is like as a 3-dimensional structure. And the lab spaces we hold them as such a beautiful space. We have a lot of respect and a lot of honor for not only the donors and their families who made it possible, but even to hold the space for ourselves and for the students. It is a really unusual experience to be able to come into a space where you're coming face to face with someone who has passed. But we could create a container for that so that it's a safe journey for everyone, and that we really just walk away with an enormous amount of gratitude for so many things, for life itself, for our bodies, and for how it is that things work like every day. So yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and Rochelle, tell us, these are not embalmed tissues that we're working
Correct. With? Yeah, and there's a real difference. Like when you work with embalmed tissue, it's basically been chemically cooked. And so the chemical of formaldehyde stops and halts the decay process. But in the process, it also stiffens and hardens tissue. They change color. Everything takes on a color of gray. Sometimes that stiffness is actually a helpful way to be able to see things that are more delicate in a more substantial way, but it doesn't translate as directly to what it is that you touch. It feels much harder. When you come into a fresh tissue lab, also some of the tone of living tissue has been lost, because of course there's not a working nervous system, but the colors and the tissue's relationships to each other, the softness, the wetness, the great amount of moisture that we have in our bodies that allows it to be so soft and supple is still there. So fresh tissue is a rare opportunity. Obviously, fresh tissue doesn't last as long. And so a lot of anatomy courses won't even bother, because you can only have a couple days really to work with fresh tissue before it's beyond its usable capacity. So it's a real special thing that we have here in San Diego, and we really enjoy the work that we do there. And I think that you will too. So we'd like to have you come and join us in San Diego at any time that you can, but most especially for this upcoming workshop in May. It will have, I guarantee that you'll have a good time. We always take time in the evenings or the late afternoons and evenings for social time, so that we can also get to know each other and share with our colleagues and other knowledge bases that we bring into the space. So that's it. Yeah. Come and see us. Okay.